This is a huge move by the University of Notre Dame, getting on this right away after Brian Kelly left them high and dry to go coach at Louisiana State University, better known as LSU, because he feels that they have a better opportunity to win. And you can debate that, but the last three head coaches at Louisiana State University have won national championships, including Ed Orgeron and Les Miles. So Brian Kelly knows for a fact that he is a better coach than, and he thinks he can win there. Will he win there with Nick Saban, Georgia, and then you have Texas A&M? Who knows? That remains to be seen. But my focus right now is on Notre Dame, and this is a huge move. This is a move a couple of days ago that if you would have told me he would have been head coach, I would have been saying that there's no way. Even Tommy Rees, because the athletic director Jack Swarber said, they're not going to have an interim coach. And you look at Marcus Freeman, the defensive coordinator. You look at Tommy Rees, former Notre Dame quarterback on the coaching staff, and you say no interim coach. There's no way that either of these guys have the opportunity to be the head coach. And I'm like, dang, because Marcus Freeman, he's a rising star. He's a rising star in the coaching ranks. He, obviously he's coming from Cincinnati. Great defense, great guys. He sent guys like Derek Forrest to the NFL, and then he had another great defense this year at Notre Dame. He very young, a lot younger than Brian Kelly. Would have been a great move. Athletic director shut it down, which was shocking. And then here a couple of days later, you see now he's the head coach, and this is a terrific hire for college football. This is a terrific hire for Notre Dame, because any time that Notre Dame is in the conversation for, championships, winning, it's better for the sport. You may not like Notre Dame, you may not be the biggest fans, but Notre Dame moves the needle. A lot of people watch Notre Dame. A lot of people root for Notre Dame. A lot of people root against Notre Dame. Notre Dame is one of the most historic college football programs. They don't even play in a conference. So this is a job that is very coveted, that a lot of people want. And the expectation is championships, and they have yet to win one. And Marcus Freeman is going to try to do what Brian Kelly wasn't able to do, which was win a national championship. Will he be able to do that? I don't know. But this hire, although I like it, for Notre Dame in college football, this is a bad move for Ohio State. It's a terrible move. Obviously, him being a former Buckeye, you wish him nothing but love and success, but he's from the state of Ohio. He went to Wayne High School. He's from the Dayton area. He ended up going to Ohio State, where he was a linebacker. Some of the reason why he's a terrific defensive coordinator, while he was there at Ohio State, he played with a guy at the wide receiver position by the name of Brian Hartline. Brian Hartline is the best wide receivers coach in the country, and he wants him to come coach on his staff at Notre Dame, paying him more than what Ohio State is paying him. And if you don't know, Ohio State has some really great receivers, transferred by the likes of Jameson Williams at Alabama, another wide receiver at the University of Missouri, and then obviously on the roster you have Julian Fleming, Jackson Smith and Jigba, Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave, Marvin Harrison Jr., the list goes on and on. Brian Hartline can develop you at that wide receiver position. And if he goes to Notre Dame, they're going to be, poaching. They already play Ohio State. So if you taking a wide receivers coach this year already, and you're going to see Ohio State next year right away, that's going to be a tough loss. He's already coming, and he knows the state of Ohio. He's from there. He knows how Ohio State recruits. He was recruited by Ohio State. He knows how it works. This is a move that we're going to be. Notre Dame is trying to put themselves on the level of Ohio State. These teams, they're coming for, especially in the Midwest, they're coming for Ohio State's head. You see Michigan State getting stability with Mel Tucker. You see, obviously, Marcus Freeman at Notre Dame. You've seen Harbaugh upset Ohio State. These teams are coming for Ohio State's head, and this is another team, another coach that's ready. He's not afraid of Ohio State. He's not afraid of Michigan. That team up north, he's not afraid. He's not afraid of anybody in the Midwest. Brian Kelly, hasn't really had to play Ohio, hasn't really had to deal, with the Big Ten like that. But now Notre Dame and Ohio State, they're gonna play each other. Obviously, they're not worried about Wisconsin, but Marcus Freeman's goal is to get to the college football playoff, and he's going to have to go through Ohio State. He's going to have to go to Michigan State. These are teams that he's not afraid of. And right now, for Ohio State, this is a bad move, and Ohio State must do everything they can to keep Brian Hartline and other players other coaches on the staff or Marcus Freeman will build a powerhouse at Notre Dame and do something potentially that Brian Kelly couldn't do, which is win a national championship.